ICTCM has affected me in numerous ways. It's kind of obvious because I'm one of the co-founders of ICTCM. At Ohio State, we had essentially nobody to talk with, just a few colleagues. Our views were rather parochial, meaning we didn't have any outside influence, but yet we knew other people were interested in technology-enhanced math instruction. So we got the bright idea of trying to find more folks to talk to. So we conjured up a conference, got some support from our dean, and invited as many people as we could think of that were doing interesting things across the country. And December of 1988, we assembled about 90 to 95 colleagues, and that was the first conference. The first two conferences were called CTCM. The third conference, we added an I to it, made it International Conference on Technology and Collegiate Mathematics, because we had our first three international speakers. And henceforth, the title has been ICTCM. Today, the technology has become so much more sophisticated and so it's more pervasive. Online instruction, all the modern Facebook technology, the modern software you can use, online instruction. It's just, there's just an amazing difference today than there was in 1988.
People come to ask questions and to learn things, and it's the most egalitarian conference I attend. There are no real superstars, except maybe Bert and Frank, but aside from that, what I would recommend to anybody that wants to come is, if you want to learn technology, learn from the people doing it and talk about technology and learn how you can use it personally. This is the only conference there is to that end.
ICTM started up at the same time as the Calculus Initiative for NSF. And we saw a lot of the same people, but here the focus was on principally technology rather than all the other things that the Calculus Initiative was concerned about. So we saw Jerry Yule, for example, and talked to him about his Calculus in Mathematica project. We saw Jane Klotz and started to work with him, and that led to very important things for us down the road, because he was instrumental in getting started on the Mathematical Sciences Digital Library at MAA.
What has changed is technology. So, of course, we started basically where most of the talks were on calculus reform and the graphing calculator, to now, if you look at the program, my goodness, there's just all types of technology. It's been a wonderful and great forum to share and discuss ideas. So happy anniversary, ICTCM.
One of the great features of this conference, namely, is the variety of venues that it offers. You've got those short presentations, 15-minute contributed talks, where a skeptic like myself can go in and not have to worry about wasting a major chunk of their time on something they are not really convinced would work, right? And then you have those longer talks where you can go and you can get more details on something you actually are ready to spend more of your time. And you even have those great hands-on workshops and mini courses where you can actually do things on your own.
So this annual conference gives us all a wonderful opportunity to exchange ideas that help us all to become better educators, and this ultimately benefits all of our students. ICTCM was conceived at a most opportune time. It provided us all with a means for sharing methods for effectively using the new tools of technology. I know that I speak for the mathematics and statistics faculty community when I congratulate the ICTCM organizers on this, their 25th anniversary, and I thank those organizers so much for all of the work that they have done.
ICTCM has done for me, as far as a faculty member, and for our students, is it's really introduced us to the world of technology.
I'm very excited about using GPS units. And we can use GPS units, which is all new technology, to collect lots of real-world data that we then use in the classroom. A little bit later on, if we have time, I'll talk a little bit about this Parrot drone, which is a consumer-quality helicopter. Fly it. You first of all press that to take off. Okay. And then you hold your finger here, tilt it forward to go forward, tilt it back to go back, tilt it right to go right, tilt it left to go left, tilt it back toward us. What really makes this work is mathematics.
My interaction with the colleagues that have attended this conference has been a major influence in my thinking, my teaching, and pretty much everything that I do. As I said, this is an outgrowth of the Calculator and Computer Pre-Calculus project, which started at Ohio State. So that was the first time that pre-calculus was taught with the use of technology. And I think the first project in the United States, probably the first project in the world that used handheld technology, where they put it in the hands of students.
I was working on my certificate, my graduate certificate in online teaching, when I learned about the ICTCM conferences, and coming to these and learning best practices and just learning all the tools and all the different things that other people are doing, especially for the online environment, has been very helpful.
Technology obviously has changed. Over 25 years is sort of several lifetimes in terms of technology. So, for instance, in the earliest years, the idea of symbolic computing, the sort of thing that Mathematica, Maple, and their relatives do, was really quite exotic. Now it's not exotic at all. And so what is even meant by computing in collegiate mathematics has changed a good deal. And so I've been interested in watching that happen and seeing what new ideas have come up for using these things.
ICTCM has made a huge difference in my life and in my career, and I appreciate all of the people that put all of the time and work. I know there's so many volunteer hours and time that goes into being able to put this on. It's kind of my highlight of the year that rejuvenates me and gets me excited about getting back to teaching and trying new things.
Every session I give or every workshop I give, I usually learn something from the participants, or I learn something new when I'm preparing for it. I've met a lot of good people that I've had connections with, authors, and it's been fun.
This is the one conference I cannot miss because I always know I'm going to take something away from it, and I look forward to it greatly.
Really happy that Pearson has maintained this for such a long time, and it's always new, always fresh. There's something that is new at every ICTCM, and I hope they're going to be able to maintain this for 25 more years to come. It's going to be fun to see what happens in the next 25 years, and I hope I'm here to see it.
What I take from ICTCM is kind of twofold. One is the technology that I learn. Sometimes when I go to a session, I try to get just one or two things out of it, and I always do. And sometimes it's more of a philosophical use of the technology rather than the technology itself that I really get out of. And I also make a lot of connections. And to me, that's sort of that's one of the more important things for me, to be able to make those personal connections.
Well, I love getting the latest, getting information on the latest technology that's available now to help with math instruction. And it's always been that way at ICTCM. There's always something new every year, and I can't wait to get back to find out what's the newest thing.
In ICTCM, it was just how to use technology appropriately. That technology was a given, and I thought that was good.
I come back every year for the people, to see what friends are doing, what new people are involved with new technologies, to get ideas for how I can continue my work and to get re-energized.
ICTCM provided for me over the years is it gave me a chance to meet with my co-authors who live all over the country, but the one that everyone will remember is Marge Lyle, and we lost her about a year ago, and Marge loved to come to this conference, and we miss her a great deal, and I just want to thank Pearson for all the support they have given to the Lyle series over the years. And we continue to we promise to continue to do the same kind of work that Marge did over the years.
As I come more, I get to know more people, and so it's a really good opportunity to get together with people that have the same passions, the same interests in trying to use technology to teach mathematics and to improve student understanding.
A circle of colleagues, like-minded colleagues that you share with. And that was the most important academic outcome of being associated with ICTCM. Keep the faith. It's worth the fight.
ICTCM was pivotal in my own career because I was a fairly new assistant professor at the time I first started to go, and it was just remarkable to suddenly be part of this community of folks who are trying new and interesting stuff and to learn from them.
Thank you to my colleagues, thank you to the collaborators, and thank you to the students who have benefited and sometimes suffered from what we did. And I'm looking forward to the next 25 years. I'm looking forward for the golden anniversary.
I bring greetings from my colleague Frank DeManna, who was unable to be here today. And again, we thank all of our colleagues throughout the country and the world who helped make ICTCM what it is today. Thank you.